Hey everybody, it's SahmmiE and I am back with another video. I know it's been quite a long time since I posted. I don't even really know what happened. I mean, obviously I was posting up to before Christmas. I did record footage at Christmas, but I just still haven't even got around to putting it together. I guess it's just a losing motivation type of thing. I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's not really the point in this video. I mean, the beginning of this year was always going to be a bit of a different one for me, because we had something pretty big planned. Obviously you will have read the title of the video, and that is the fact that I had surgery. If you've seen me and watched my previous videos, you can probably see I've lost a bit of weight. It's really strange looking at myself because I haven't really seen it in myself, but actually looking at myself on a full-on face view, I can see definitely that we're losing, you know, the 10,000 chins that I had. But yeah, so this is something that has been in the works for a really long time. It was just a case of, you know, getting all the bits and odds and ends together to sort it out and then going from there. So basically we decided probably, well, a year or two ago that I was going to have weight loss surgery with certain money that I had. And it was just a case of figuring everything all out. Obviously I have 2 young children, my partner works full time, my mum works as well, so it was kind of just figuring it out. And I want to just kind of go into the why I decided this route. I've been, well, morally obese for absolutely years now. I've been overweight pretty much since I was maybe about 12, if not before that. I pretty much, I guess you could say, I have a food addiction, and it, you know, obviously it takes its toll on your body. And over the past few years before that, we'd had a lot of grief. Obviously with my dad passing, my granddad passed as well, and I had really bad depression after Oscar. We had a lot of stuff going on. It was a pretty dark time for me, and I comfort eat. That's what I do. I comfort eat. Whether I'm hungry, happy, whatever emotion it is, I eat. That's just what I do. Got a felt tip in my hand because I just wrote down some notes, because obviously I'm recording on my phone. I'm going to try not to make this video too long, but obviously I guess there's probably going to be quite a few questions. But yeah, so, and obviously my back was a big factor of that as well, because I need to lose weight for my back. And honestly, I was really struggling to lose the weight, you know, in a normal way. This wasn't a decision that I took lightly at all. It was a pretty big decision to make. It's not like one day I just went, well, can't be bothered to do it no more, so I'm just gonna have weight loss surgery. That was not the case at all. So yeah, and obviously for myself, I mean, I turned 30 last year. I turned 31 next month, and ultimately I need to be around for my children. I need to be here for my kids. And I was not feeling good. I can't even get to this top of the stairs still. I have 2 flights of stairs in my house, and I still can't get to the top flight of stairs without being out of breath. You know, like, that's ridiculous. And my knees are very painful. It's still really painful for me to get on and off the floor at this weight now. I mean, I'm what day is it? It's Sunday today. On Tuesday I'll be 7 weeks out from the operation, so I'm still really very early days. But yeah, so a lot of things accounted to that. Obviously diabetes was always in the back of my mind, because I had gestational diabetes with Oscar. They say that it can come in your normal life then as well, and I have normal diabetes. I mean, I've already had skin cancer as well. I had skin cancer when I was pregnant with Oscar. That's what I'm all good from that, like, all good. That's been clear, fine, all good. So, you know, a lot of things health-wise had happened, and, you know, obviously it was concerning, and I want to be around for my children. So that is ultimately the reason that we made the decision. I mean, I'm severely overweight. Process is, I looked up a lot of people. Sorry, my ear's really sore. I looked up a lot of surgeons. I actually ended up having mine done by Dr. Rishi Singhal at the Birmingham Priory. I live in South Wales, by the way. And basically I went through Healthy Your Weight, which is like the company, and they sort of do the process for you then. So I think it was, I want to say December, in October I booked my phone consultation with my surgeon, Dr. Singhal, and I spoke to him over the phone. We spoke about my options and what we were going to do. Obviously there is different types of weight loss surgery. The main three that I was looking at was either band, gastric sleeve, or gastric bypass. The band I didn't feel was for me, because there's a lot of upkeep with the band because you need to have fills and things like that, and I didn't really want that. And then there's the gastric sleeve, where they remove 80% of your stomach and they leave you with like a thin tube, and they take away the hormone in your stomach that makes you feel hunger. And then obviously there's the bypass, where it bypasses part of your intestines as well, so you don't take in as many calories, as well as cutting away part of your stomach. I opted to have the gastric sleeve. As I say, the band, too much upkeep for me. I wanted something permanent and that's going to stay with me for the rest of my life, a tool that I can use. And the bypass was ultimately a little bit too scary for me, because at the end of the day you're still having surgery. But yeah, the bypass I was honestly a little bit scared of. I mean, even with the gastric sleeve, I'm still going to be on vitamins and minerals for the rest of my life, like, because obviously you can become nutrient deficient, and I'll need B12 injections as well. So yeah, it's still, everything has its risks, but that was kind of the risk that I was willing to take. So yeah, I had my phone consultation with him, and then it came to the point of trying to figure out the date. A lot of faffing, but we got there in the end. I actually went on my own to have it done. It didn't work out that my mum was going to be able to have the children at the time, and honestly I was a little bit impatient. I was just like, right, I know I can do this now, so I want to get it booked and I want to have it done. So yeah, a little bit of impatience on my part, but that's that. And so Simon managed to take the time off work, and I booked it for the 11th of February. So obviously I live in South Wales. I had to have a pre-op the day before, so I booked a hotel for the night before, and Simon drove down with me in the day. We took Oscar with us. A friend had Alfie and picked him up from school for us, which was really kind. And so they drove me down to Birmingham. They stayed with me at my appointment and then dropped me off at my hotel. All through the pre-op appointment was lovely, all the nurses, and it was a nightmare, honestly. I have really, like, you can't see any veins in my arms whatsoever. I have nothing. I have really, really tiny thin veins, and they could not get blood out of me. I was there for about 3 hours. Not their fault. They persevered, and I was the one who said, no, can you please keep trying, because we've got to do something. Obviously they needed those bloods to check them before my surgery the next day. In the end they got what they needed, and it was fine. So I got dropped back to the hotel. I think that was by about 4:30 they dropped me back at the hotel, and then Simon drove back to Wales with Oscar then and picked up Alfie. I then obviously stayed in the hotel overnight. I was nil by mouth food wise from like 10 p.m. I think, and I could drink water till 2 a.m. or something weird like that. Anyway, I had to be in the hospital for 7 a.m. the next morning. I booked a taxi, and I ended up being at the hospital about 6:30, because they told me that taxis were really busy that time of the morning, but it was only around the corner. But yeah, whatever, I didn't care, I was there. So I got there, everyone was lovely. I got taken to my room, really nice room. I did intend on vlogging the whole thing, but because I was on my own, obviously that took quite a toll on me. But as I say, that was my decision in the end. I chose to do that. I'm not used to doing anything without Simon, to be fair, ever. So this was completely and utterly out of my comfort zone. But obviously I knew it was something that I needed to do for myself. And yeah, the room was lovely. I had all, you know, the vitals all done. Gave me my gown, my lovely stockings and everything else. And yeah, had some more bloods done. And that was it. And then it was kind of, no, the surgeon came around and spoke to everybody before. Obviously I was in a room on my own. It was very private rooms. I was right down the end of the corridor, which was quite nice. And he came in, and when you meet him and you talk to him, goes through all the procedure, the anaesthetist comes in and talks to you as well. Really, really nice guy, really funny. Both of them were very upbeat and funny, and they didn't make you feel bad about why you were there. I know obviously it's their job and you're paying them to do that, but not once did I feel put down by anybody. They made me feel so extremely comfortable, which honestly I couldn't be more grateful for. And then it was a waiting game, and obviously I was there from 6:30 in the morning. I didn't end up going down to my operation until the nurse came in to get me at 4:30. It was honestly the longest day, but they do the inpatients before the outpatients before they do the inpatients, and I had booked a 2-night stay with it, or 1 night stay, whatever it was. No, 2 nights including that night. So the lady came in, she took me down, lovely, really kept me at ease. And then you get taken into like a little holding room before you go into surgery. And they again, the anaesthetist came in and spoke to me. There was a lovely, lovely nurse, and they were just making me laugh. They kept me feeling really, really comfortable. And I was interested to see how long I was going to be actually under for as well. And the nurse said to me, right, I'm gonna tell you now. When you go, when I lay down on the table, she did. She told me the time. It was 5 o'clock by the time I got down, and they set me up on the operating table, and I fell asleep, and then I woke up at 7:15, which I thought I was going to be under for like hours, but apparently not. But yeah, so I woke up at 7:15. I was in pain at that point. I felt very weird, really sort of spaced out. But I had a nurse with me the whole time then in recovery, which is pretty standard, I think, in any operation. She was really, really nice. I had a few sips of water, and that was the strangest feeling I've ever felt in my life. But yeah, anyway, I sat in recovery, and then they were like, right, okay, you're good now. And then they took me back up to my room. And she gave me morphine in recovery as well, saying that. And then they took me back up to my room. That night, honestly, was pretty much a blur. They constantly come in and check your vitals, blood pressure, pulse, like constantly, really, really all the time. I was doing it asleep in the end. I was just like, I was out of it. But I managed to get up and go to the loo that night. A nurse came and assisted me, but I was fine. I think that morning, by 5 in the morning, I was a bit more awake. And I actually got up and went for a walk up and down the ward. Like, just went for a little stroll, like, just tucked on my dressing gown over me thing, and I just went up and walked up and down the ward, because obviously when you're overweight and you're having surgery like that, blood clots are really quite risky when you're so overweight. So yeah, I just went and had a little toddle and then walked on back to my room. I managed to get myself dressed that morning as well. The nurses were second to none. They were absolutely incredible. All of them made me feel you know, really, really good. They were all really, really kind to me, really, really lovely. Couldn't do enough for me. Couldn't fault them. Like, the stay there was really incredible. I had a really good experience. And yeah, so then it just went throughout the day, and I was just chilling there. I wasn't in tons of pain. Honestly, not tons of pain at all. I didn't have any more. I only had morphine when I woke up, and that was it. I obviously had other pain relief. I had paracetamol, I think it was some sort of ibuprofen. I had sickness tablets at that point, and obviously tablets for indigestion as well, but that was really hard getting it all down. But yeah, I could do another video about how, like, all the different stages and stuff. But yeah, so, and then the next morning, I was so bored that day. I was so ready to be home. And that night I was like, oh, I'm just sick of it now. I just want to go home. So then the next morning, Simon and Oscar were coming to pick me back up. So happy to see him and go home. Not because it was a bad place, just because I missed, like, home and the kids. I Skyped with the kids the whole time that I was there anyway. The only time that I said I'm not going to do it is when I literally just woken up from my operation. I just said let him know that, mainly Alfie. Oscar didn't really understand what's going on. But I just sort of said, you know, just let him know I'm alright, I'm okay, I'm awake. But I'm not going to, you know, obviously Skype after I've just had an operation. But yeah, I spoke to them the next morning, they were fine. So that morning I was like, well, can I go and have a shower? Like, I feel fine. Like, I'd been up and walking around all day the day before, like it was nothing. I really was not that stressed about it at all. Even the physio came and see me and she was like, you're doing really well. And I was like, I don't feel that bad. So I did that and I said to the nurse, can I go and have a shower? And she was like, are you okay to do it yourself? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I went on, had a shower. It was fine. I had glue on my incisions, so it apparently is fine to have a shower. I'm not sure what the difference is with stitches and stuff, or like how it gets covered up. I don't know, but either way, my surgeon used glue. So yeah, and that was that. I got myself sorted, packed my stuff up. Simon got there, and my nurse came and did my discharge. I got sent home with medications. Offered me morphine. I didn't take it because what's the point? I hadn't taken any more morphine in 2 days, so what's the point? I'd even started refusing some of the ibuprofen medication. I was just on paracetamol. I was cool, I was chilling. I just don't see the point in taking more medication if you don't need to. So yeah, and off we went on our way home. So yeah, that was on the 11th of February I had that. As I'm filming this video today, it's the 5th of April. So I as I say, on Tuesday it'll be 7 weeks out. And then that must be what, yeah, in just under a week it'll be a month, 2 months since I've had it done, which is, it just feels crazy because I thought it was going to take a really long time to get here and it hasn't. The time has just flown by. This video is going on and on, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to give you like a why, a when, a where, and the process. But yeah, I can do a video a bit more on the recovery if you want me to, and a bit more in depth of the process. I feel like I've done a pretty good job of explaining the process of getting to the surgery and coming home. But if you kind of want to know how I was from weeks 1 to what's the difference between week 1 and week now, I could certainly let you know. I'm guessing you're going to probably want to know my weight. One thing I didn't mention was that I had to do a pre-op diet for 3 weeks prior to having the operation, which was a 800 calorie diet. At the beginning, I started just like actually having very small portions, small calorie portions of meals, like soups, eggs, and then like chicken and veg or something at night. But in the last week then, I just had 2 shakes a day and chicken and broccoli at night. Obviously drinking loads of fluids at the same time as well. I lost 1 stone at 3 doing the pre-op diet. But at the very beginning of the process, which I count the beginning of the actual process being when I started the pre-op diet, because obviously that's when my weight loss started, I was 26 stone 2 pounds, which I feel awful saying that out loud, but it is what it is, right? As of today, I am 22 stone, what was I, 22 stone 3.5 when I weighed this morning. I'm just shy of losing 4 stone, so, and that's including the pre-op diet and then 7 weeks post-op. I've lost 1 stone in 3 weeks since like I last, because I looked back at my pictures, because when I last I had lost 2 stone 13, and Oscar weighs exactly 2 stone 13, and I had taken a picture with him like holding him. I said, oh my god, he's so heavy. I don't know how I was carrying that weight around. But yeah, so I looked back and I was like, oh my god, that's near enough exactly on 3 weeks since I had lost near enough the 3 stones. That's crazy. So yeah, near enough 4 stone down. Really, really happy. I'm still very, very fatigued. I eat very, very minimal. Like, I've got you on a tripod on my computer at the moment. Excuse the background. I mean, I can't really do anything about time and species, but my back's hurting today, so I wanted to sit in my proper chair. It's just the computer room, and Simon streams there, so there's always stuff there. But yeah, I still do get quite tired quite easily. It's still a struggle to get fluids in, and it's because my mind's like, oh, I just can't be bothered. But at the same time, I know I have to get those fluids in because I will be dehydrated if I don't have them. It's really, really vital and really important. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to let you guys know this is what's actually happening. There is a meals of the week video going up, which you are going to see, and you'll see how small my portions are. And even when they're plated up, I don't even eat half of what's on that plate. I can do some full days of eating if you want to see what I'm actually eating on a day, and like what vitamins I'm taking and stuff as well, and what I'm drinking. I could do that, that's not a problem. But I just kind of wanted to come on and address that because you're going to see it in the meals of the week video anyway. But obviously this is something I'm proud of, and the reason that I did not share this right away, like half my family don't even know I've had this done. Like my immediate family, you know, mum, sister, Simon, and immediate close friends know that I've had it done. But yeah, I haven't really openly told all my family, unless they follow me on my SahmmiE account on Instagram. Then they wouldn't know, because I haven't posted it on my Facebook or my personal Instagram. It's not anywhere. And that is just because I genuinely did not want anybody else's input on whether or not I should have this done. In my opinion, it's nobody else's business besides mine ultimately. Obviously Simon's opinion and my mum's opinion counted. But other than that, it's ultimately no one's, you know, it's no one's business. And I didn't want anyone's negative opinions on me, and bringing down something that I was really, really looking forward to having done to, you know, help me change my life. I'm obviously intending on going back to work once Oscar's settled in school in September. Hopefully that all goes well, because he goes full-time school in September. So I want to be, you know, fit and healthy and be able to do these things, you know. So, but yeah, that's kind of why I haven't shared it. I'm probably still not going to share it on Facebook or anything like that for a little while, unless there's people on here that know me in real life, and well, now you know. But yeah, that's the reason why I didn't share it, because I just didn't want people's negative opinions. And I did have someone that I did tell was like, oh, well, I can't believe it's had to come to that. Well, do you know what? I don't care what you think. This was the best for me, and the results are proving that. I mean, you can see it in me already. Simon reckons you can really see it on me. As I say, I don't really see it on myself yet. Obviously my clothes are extremely baggy, but you know, you just, I don't know, it's mind over matter, isn't it? As much as you physically have lost the weight, it's a mind over matter thing. But yeah, I'm rambling now. So I just wanted to let you all know that that's kind of one big thing that's happened in my life, and definitely why I've been able since the beginning of the year, sort of doing these things. And yeah, that's kind of it for this video. As I say, if you wanted to know a bit more of an in-depth step-by-step and sort of my recovery process from week 1 to, you know, now, I'd be happy to do that. Or if you want to know what I'm eating, then I'd be happy to do that too. But yeah, so this is me now. It took a lot for me to put this out there, to be honest, so it's taken me a long time to get around to filming it. And I apologise that I'm not looking at the damn lens. I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder because I'm very confused at who I'm looking at right now. But yeah, other than that, it's still the same. Hoops, messy bun. Also, I've had all my hair cut off. It comes down to here now, whereas it was halfway down my back before. So that's something new too. But I had that done before Christmas, I think. But yeah, so that is kind of what's been going on. But yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. Recovering amazing. Starting my new journey in life. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you all again, hopefully soon, because 2020 we need to get ourselves together, yeah, and actually upload. I'll see you again soon, guys. Bye.